All right, Miss Bliss. That's what they call you, Mrs. Bliss. Welcome to Community Cuts. You've been on Community Cuts before, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you know what we're talking about today. Talking about that sweet sensation of Valentine's Day. Let me understand where you're coming from in terms of what does Valentine's means to you and the love that comes with that.
Yes. Welcome everyone. We are live streaming on two YouTube channels. I am Ms. Bliss. Welcome to Journey to Bliss. I'm here with the brother Duke at Community Cuts, and also we have our guests Michael and Kimberly who are joining us this evening. And so the question is, what does Valentine's mean to me, to us? For me, I know there are a lot of people speaking about Valentine's and what the original date represents. The negative connotations in connection to romance, and all of the sacrificial sexual things that go on with individuals and children. But tonight, I want to stay on the energy of bliss, love, abundance, prosperity, and positiveness in a relationship. And that's what Valentine's Day means to me. It's where I take that negative energy that other people are projecting, and the idea is that I project out the positive energy that I want to represent on this day. And so with that said, I enjoy this day, not only just in terms of lovers, when you have someone that you are in love with and you're in a relationship with. To me, it also means love of myself, love of my brother, and love of my sisters, and love of my family, love with all of my friends. And so that's really what it represents. So I just want to say that part. Go ahead, adjust this mic. Y'all do got all this fancy stuff up here. I ain't used to all of this, I feel like I want to. There you go. Thank you, Duke. Is it up? It wants to go down on me for some reason. So that's what Valentine's Day to me means. It means just love overall, love in general. And I know some people like to look at it in terms of, just your lover, but it's more than that to me. Mm-hmm. It's love of humanity.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. As we get into
No. I was agreeing with her.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things. I mean, I understand as far as the concept of it, and how we have been trained, so to speak, to think as far as love is concerned and what it consists of and what it doesn't consist of. And then you have situations where you have people that, if you're from the outside looking in, you're like, how do the two of them stay together?
That's true.
But then for some reason or another, there's some formula between the two of them. So I agree that it can be something other than, what we normally conceive to be love. I think it's something that's an individual goal, so to speak, as far as people are concerned, and the idea of it itself. And I think that a lot of it has to do with the way that you're brought up or groomed to believe what love is supposed to be. Oh, if he loved me, he wouldn't do that, or she wouldn't do that, and it's difficult. You have to realize that people before you have maybe dealt with others and have been exposed to a lot of different things. So, I just can't draw a line and say, well, you don't love me because X, Y, Z. So with that being said, I'll turn that over. If you want to work with that, I'm just putting it out there.
Well, I honestly believe there are levels to love when it comes to people. Sometimes you feel more like you're in love with someone, and sometimes you feel like, yeah, I love you, but it's not the same. So this is why sometimes when you're in a relationship with someone, you feel more of that strong passion and that yearning for them. And then someone else is like, I love you, I'm here for you, but yeah, I might go and be with somebody else, or, it's not the same. I also feel like, when you have a broken heart, people always say, this person I was in love with broke my heart. And our hearts are broken in so many different ways from so many different relationships. Our parents break our hearts. Our friends, our coworkers are breaking our hearts. Our hearts are always being broken in so many different levels. And so we go into these relationships with broken hearts. And we use the word, love is sort of a word that we take for granted. Everyone spits out I love you within what, the first week of dating someone. Sometimes it can be within the first month, but usually you'll find within the first week when they're transmitting fluids, the first thing that wants to come out somebody's mouth is I love you. And generally, do we really know what love is? How can you love someone when you don't even really love yourself? You would know if you love yourself because certain things would be going on from within you spiritually in terms of your growth of knowledge about love and how to accept love, how to recognize love, and therefore how to also give love. So.
Okay, while you were talking, I was thinking, and everybody has a different concept of it. It's not something that's etched in stone, so to speak. And a lot of times you feel like you do more, and sometimes more, or sometimes less is more. It all depends on the individual. So I think it takes time before you can actually say, not at first sight, or I fell in love. I mean, you might have been enamored or whatever the case may be, but as far as love, genuine, that's something altogether different because, then it takes on a different stage because there are times in life where one of them gets sick, let's see how much you love me now, Are you willing to come in here and do what needs to be done for me because I'm not able to do it and so on? Or are you going to go out there and hang out with the boys, or whatever the case may be. So I think that it has a lot to do with the individual and their concept of the relationship and their sincerity in the relationship. That's my take.
Let's go around the room and let everybody, that's here that want to explain.
Yeah, 'cause I'm tired of being on the hot seat.
What does
I'm sorry. So you want to come over? I can, yeah.
No,
We want to get you on camera too, because I'm camera shy, so we'll let you go ahead.
No, she's good.
See, I can't. They got me trapped tonight. Okay, it's okay.
To me, love can be good, love can be bad. It's depending on how you accept it. So to me, I think love is love. Love is freedom. Love is free spirited. Love is joy. Love is pain. Love is abstract. Love is motivation. Love is open air. Love is energy. Love is love.
love is mirroring, I think that it really depends on, what side of the bed you woke up on that morning, how love plays itself in your life. But I think that for the most part, you give what you get. So you get what you give, I guess I'm saying. But I feel that people need to get more and more clear on just articulating however it is they're feeling, within a relationship. And that we as people need to be comfortable with accepting others as they are without trying to change them. I think that is an act of love.
Let me ask you all something. What's the difference between in love and love? There is a difference.
So you can have love for somebody, but not be in love with them, And yeah, I think that's like.
Well, no, I was just thinking, no, there are different aspects to love. There are different categories that it falls into. They have so many different. And if I'd have thought about it, I would have looked up the amore, and then you have, all types of different types of definitions of love. And this is it, though. So when you said that, it made me think about it. And as you said, it may not be the same to someone else that it is to you. And sometimes you have to, I guess, bring it to their attention. Oh, you don't love me. What do you mean I don't love you? You know what I mean? I'm here, we're together, I pay the bills, but that's not necessarily all.
That brings us to everyone has different love language. And does that your partner's love language match you?
That's true.
And if it doesn't match totally or in its entirety, are you able to find a happy medium where, they do some things that they know you like, they wouldn't normally do, but they know you like it, so they do it, and vice versa.
It's funny you say that, though, because I remember an older woman telling me one time that She said, when I got married, I learned what my husband liked and what he didn't like, and what he didn't like, I didn't do. She said, but I mean, that was just, but that was, but I guess she was willing to remain, but that was it. But I guess that same role would apply to him as well, but the fact is that people, I guess, have a vague concept. It's not something that you can just nail on the wall and say, well, that's love, and this is just the way it goes. If she was willing to take the not subordinates part, but I know it's calm down.
We on both sides. It's give and take.
Well, that's true.
Well, love is like
One-
reading a book.
yeah.
Love is like reading a book because we could read the same books, but
Come on,
the
with it.
concept, I might go, I would come up with a different concept. I said, where did she see that in the book? I didn't see her concept. So it's an open book.
Sure, it's vague. It's somewhat.
It's
To a
not
degree.
nailed, it's
No,
not
it's
stone.
not cut in stone. No, it's
I
not.
think you meant submissive. I think that's the
No.
word you were looking for.
Well, I
Did
mean,
you mean subordinate or submissive?
no. Well,
Submit.
no.
That's what the
no,
men
no,
want.
I'm
No,
not- I'm not
like
reading
you don't
that.
want to be in the hot seat.
No, it's not even hot seat.
A lot of them, exactly. I think he's afraid. They want the submissive woman and who submits to everything that they say.
No,
or
I don't want that.
subordinate.
I don't want
But
that.
that's
You
not,
think
but
that
that's
something?
not,
No, it's not love.
It might be love for someone. It
Well,
might be
that's
love
getting
for some
along. That's
people.
getting along. That's
right.
what it is. That's you preventing from trying to bump heads. So,
Mhm.
all right, that's what you want. Okay, we'll go ahead and do that. But the fact is, I'll tell you, I grew up with 5 sisters, and I was the only boy. So therefore, I think I have a pretty good idea of what love can be. I mean, not only sisters, it's family, of course, but being around them, and everyone has a different personality, and yet you're able to get along with all of them. You understand? Or have a certain way to contact or know when to reach them. Then I think that's something. And I mean, I think I've taken that out of the world with me. But the fact is that today things are so, how do I say it? Complicated to say the least. They put more into it than what really needs to be there. It's not hard. It's really not hard. And it's not something that you got to go to college to learn. But the thing is, I think the biggest part of it is respect.
Yeah.
Yes.
More so.
I must say, my father was the only boy with 7 sisters, and then he had only daughters.
Wow.
So I'm just like,
Okay, so he had a big heart. He had a big heart.
Yeah,
Very
big heart.
big heart.
he always said, I've been there, I've seen it all, and I've done it all.
Okay.
So he was like, yeah, watch out for the men.
Definitely.
It's so funny. I wanted to double back with what you said about when the person is sick and if you're going to be there, and how when you go through the vows and in marriage, they say through sickness and health. And I was reading an article not too long ago that, did you know that today, when a woman, and specifically a woman who is married to a man, is diagnosed with cancer, and it was because I had some family members who were diagnosed with cancer who were married. They usually advise the husband that if he's going to leave, that he needs to prepare to do so, and to not stick. There's literally documentation on advising the husband on preparing to leave the wife while she has cancer, because there's more of a chance of him not sticking around anyway. When I read this, I wanted to know what was the research on the reverse, and they had no research on that. And the doctors were prepared to counsel the men on leaving. And I thought that I couldn't even believe what I was reading or what I was hearing. And
I'm not laughing. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
just I've never heard that before. But
but
I mean,
is that love? Because you're married.
But why is it okay for him when it comes to her, but yet she's there doing everything that needs to be done when he's dealing with him? No. Love it's a two-way street. It's not I'm not saying that everything is going to be even Steven, but the fact is that in a situation like that, no. And I have witnessed that in my lifetime with not so much myself, but with family members. And you could see that as the tree began to wither, that
Difficult.
well, not only difficult, but I don't even know if it was really cracked up to be what it should have been in the beginning, to tell you the truth. But the fact is that I was there for him. That's what the only thing I was concerned about. But to hear that, and to hear the doctors are actually telling people, I'm glad you brought that out, because I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
Even though it may exist in relationship, the fact is, you gotta, what they say, put on a happy face or whatever. It's not always good when you're walking in there and seeing them go through what they go through or whatever the case may be. But the fact is, I married, but that was short and, well, I don't know about the sweet part, but it was all right. I've learned my lesson. I can tell you that part, and I'm not saying that in a negative sense. I know better than to do what I did before. And it wasn't a thing on my part. It was just a thing that we were two young people. And I called myself doing the right thing, and they weren't on the same page. You understand? This is just the way it was, and this is it. I was doing what I thought I should have been doing. I didn't have to look for me. Bills were being paid, so on and so forth. I'm not mistreating her, whatever the case may be. But she was younger, and, sometimes in life, when people tell you things, you need to listen, And my sister told me, I had a sister in the hospital that was actually going through cancer and being treated, so on and so forth. And she told me, she says, Michael, whatever you do, she says, don't marry that girl, And, with her losing the sister, and then, you feel like something's been pulled from under you. So, and it looked like that's what she wanted, and I wanted it, but I felt that, well, it wouldn't be all, and I'm not going to go through all of that. But the fact is, it was a mistake. And my sister, she said she saw something I didn't see, And women know women. I'm going to tell you, y'all know each other, you just check each other out, like, yeah, okay, I got it, but let me stop. But women are very, very, they pick up. They with the vision and everything else, And it was I got beyond it, but the fact is that I didn't listen, and I should have, And this is it. But with that being said, it's not that I would never do it again, but I've learned, and this is not a wedding. It is
I thought this whole time I'm thinking he's married. What you got that ring on that finger? You trying to keep him away?
No, I'm a 30-30 Mason. This is how you wear it.
And you wear it on the ring finger?
No, this is how you're supposed to wear this ring.
Oh.
So that's the way I go. Let's see.
So wait, I have a question.
Oh, no.
Could it have possibly been that maybe you were in lust as opposed to love? Because the question is, do people know the difference between the two? And can lust drive you into a relationship and then into a dedication of wanting to be married to that person?
Okay. And I hear what you're saying loud and clear. I thought I was in love. I was young. You understand? It's not like I had been around the block 20 times or nothing like this here. I felt sorry for her, to be truthfully. Her mother passed when she was a child, 6 years old. She got handed off to people that were supposed to be family, they weren't family, so on and so forth. Ended up in a girl's home. And things went from there. And we met when I was working on Wall Street. And that's how I met her. And I think I was more sympathetic. Now looking back, hindsight being 2020, I think I was more sympathetic. I did love her. I thought I did. But then again, as the spirit said, it takes a fool. You know what I'm saying? You takes a fool to learn. There's no guarantees in love. What works today may not work tomorrow. And it's just the way it is. I've learned that now. But when I was younger, in my 20s, I thought I was doing the right thing. But like I said, my sister told me in the hospital, whatever you do, don't do it. And I did it. So when you're a child and somebody tells you not to do something, and you do it, you know what happens. You get them buttons warmed up, you know what I'm saying? So I guess that was my little warming up with that there. But it's not that I would never do it again, but I just haven't put myself out there like that. And then, you kind of put on your pads, and this is, so to speak, as they would say in football, And this is just the way it goes. So, if it ever happened again, it'd be good, it'd be nice, I guess maybe now being older, you see it a little bit differently. I think love when you're young is one thing, or younger, and then when you get up a certain age, then it's a little bit different. But you never compromise. You should never compromise. Not like that, where you just.
You never compromise, and you never stop living.
Yeah, no.
And you never stop loving.
Loving, right?
You never stop loving.
No.
Never, ever.
And you get beyond it, This is it, though. So that's the way that goes. Duke, we're going to talk because you got me in here. I didn't come here for all of this, you know what I'm saying? It's good.
He's in the hot seat.
No, it's not that hot because, the truth is right. So,
yeah.
This is it, though. But no, it's all part of the learning experience.
It is.
This is the way it goes. There's no guarantees. I thought I would just come in here and say my piece and be gone, but I see that, this is just the way it is. But no, it's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, as far as the holiday is concerned, I think people put too much into the materialistic aspect of it. What is a rose versus a dozen roses? You know what I'm saying? A rose is still a rose by any other name, as they say. But the fact is, I guess the more the merrier, whatever the case may be. But then again, you have those who put in a great deal of finance and
efforts.
Yes, but are they really sincere, or are they just doing that to appease them?
Not appease. They want to have a great night. Let's be honest. Do you know how many brothers I saw out there today with balloons, with teddy bears, with roses? Some of them had a little alcohol. I guess they're gonna have a little party tonight. But it's the mindset where I want to show her that I care about her and I love her. But in the back of their mind, they also know that she's expecting something, chocolates or whatever that is that you believe that she is having a desire for, and that is going to be probably a great sexual escapade night. So kind of the woman is looking forward to it too. But I also know people who are getting into arguments over this day because he didn't get me this. Oh, he got me one rose? Where's the dozen? Girl, what you get? And the comparison and the relationships and all the trauma and all the drama that's going on if you forget or if you don't buy what is expected of you to buy. And so the question really is, to me, is why do we just take this day and celebrate love when we really should be celebrating each other every single day? You should just be popping up with carnations every now and then lotus flowers every now and then and cooking me dinner and a nice little bath water every now and then. Why on this day? Because if you often did it and on this day you didn't do it, I'm okay with that.
My question now, listening to all of that, is I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Okay. It just escaped me while she was talking. I was trying to be polite. But the fact is that how do we really distinguish when somebody really loves you? You understand what I'm saying? I can buy you this, I can buy you that, give you the best of this, but that doesn't mean you love somebody. You understand? That's just the outer things. You understand?
Love language. Is it one of the love languages? Please educate him because he said buy you.
Yeah, it depends because there are various aspects to one's love language.
Okay.
For me,
See, now that's a language I don't know.
For me,
that might be a new
I
language.
know.
It is a love language.
A mental connection. And for me, you should be sharing that love in little acts of love all year round. It doesn't have to be
just one particular day.
Yeah.
There's a love language when you buy people things.
No, I have no
people
issue
are
with
into
that.
that. Some people, male and female, because like if you know that that's what your partner likes, then maybe on random days, this day, if that's what she wants to celebrate like that, then go do something for her. True. Because that's who you chose.
And it shouldn't be just one day a year.
Yeah, exactly.
It shouldn't be one day a year. It should be, even Steven and you just don't do it. Oh, now I got to go all out.
Right.
No. It should be something. If I saw something I thought you would like, and I think you would like it,
right.
And likewise, it's not a one-way street.
Right. If I know you like something done a certain way, if I know that you want me to take the trash out and do dishes, you should be doing, on a regular basis, so that when Valentine's Day came, it would never be a problem or misunderstanding or miscommunication or love for you to buy different flavors of chocolate.
Granted, it's always easiest when your partner instinctually does these things, or he just pays so much attention that he
natural. It just comes natural.
Yeah.
It just comes natural.
Yeah. I love the man who's just like, he pays attention. He's
Girl,
oh my God,
Yes.
it's so refreshing. I'm like, because I'm that person. I'm that person to my man. I'm that person to my friends. Everyone goes, oh yeah, we know we come to Kim's house, she's gonna take care of us. I'm just like,
That's right.
who's taking care of Kimberly?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
True.
And so I want to read sometimes too.
Yeah, definitely, no two ways about it. But the thing is that, as my mother would say, you start out like you can keep up. So a lot of times people start coming out the gate and flowers, jewelry. And I'm not saying that those are not things, and just attention a lot of times. Don't come home and just cut on the TV and watch the game and you haven't come in and asked me how my day was or whatever the case may be, you know. So the thing is that a lot of it is a thing of just really knowing who you're dealing with. And some women, I shouldn't say some, but women are just like the stars in the sky. They're all different. You understand that this is it. And you have to really learn someone in order to love them, I think. You just can't say, well, after 2 dates, you know, I'm in love with you. No, you're in love with the idea of me, you understand? But you haven't gotten into me, because see, I could be on wheels, and you know that, you know, excuse my expression sometimes, but no. But that's the fact. You have those that like that. You have a Jekyll and Hyde, you know, and it's just the way it goes. And until you find out that there is no Hyde, or that how to deal with Hyde, you're going to be not on a steady level, or being able to say, well, okay, I really love you, because I haven't seen everything about you. You know, not saying that there's some things that you never share, maybe, you know. So this is the way it works out. But I think it's, as you said.
Well, wait a minute.
No,
What about many years ago when they had, and in fact, actually, they still do this in some countries, arranged marriages where you never met your lover, your husband, and then they tell me that they stay married, they don't divorce. So I don't know you, so how do I love you if I don't know you? So is there a such thing as learning to grow to love your partner? And if it is such a thing, then why can't we who already know each other get together and stay together and learn to grow to learn to love each other? If they can do it and they never met and it's an arranged marriage, how come we can't do it here in America?
Marriages, especially like in India and stuff, they do a lot of research, you know, like, I don't know, for instance, horoscope, I don't know what
they are.
You know, but they do a lot of research and numerology as well,
Yes.
and trying to match the people well. And then within that, culturally, you know, they're a culture that they try to stay together. Yeah, they try to, like, because as long as there's respect, you could probably like be fine.
Yes.
Are you gonna be like, oh, so passionate and everything? No, but then you probably won't have your heart broken later on either.
No, you're right. Yeah. So should we be more of a people where, you know, we have a child? Should we look more into he what's your sign?
Sagittarius.
Oh Lord, no, we don't need no Sagittarius. No.
I'm gonna tell you why. When we pull back that arrow, we don't miss our mark. You understand what I'm saying? We do not miss our mark.
That's why that's the Sagittarius. I mean, like ducking.
That's
the
right.
border, dodge.
That's right. But the buck stops here. You understand? But no, when we pull back that arrow, we do not. It could be anything. You know, it could be history, whatever you're into or studying. When we get into it, we're into it, you know, and it's just the way it is. And when we pull it back, we need to pull that arrow back, we hit a dead mark, you know, and this is it. I mean, I'm not saying that all of them do, but yes, at least in my life, I've noticed that with myself. I can be very direct, you know, if I'm locked in on something.
So do you feel like you go better with this is for both of you, do you feel like you go better with a certain type of person, or does a zodiac sign play a role? Do you actually ask people what's your sign?
I don't ask, and it's interesting because as I've aged, I learned that nearly, not everyone, I'm an air sign, and nearly all the men that I've dated have been air signs. Not just who I gravitated to.
Yeah.
That's not everybody. As I got a little older, Aries played away, you know, in my life, but mostly air signs.
Air signs. Wow, that's interesting.
I never put much into it as far as the zodiac is concerned.
I will learn later on.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's your sign. You know.
Yeah, you know. But I mean, there's a science to it. You know, no two ways about it. There's definitely a science to it. But I try to take people on face value, so to speak, you know, and just, you know, look for this, not so much the signs, but, you know, when you see something like, okay, you make that mental.
Exactly. I always talk about
it.
It
doesn't have to be a relationship with somebody I'm working with, you know, and I noticed this about it.
Same thing.
And I said, like, you got one more time to do that, and I'm gonna have to put it in. You know, it's just the way that goes.
But you know what I realized? So, you know, in the African American community, right, and we go by zodiac signs. What I realized that is sometimes the same zodiac sign in another culture is different somehow than the zodiac sign here in America. So it's difficult to say, oh, I only date a fire sign or an earth sign, because when I ran into someone from another culture, it was very different than what I experienced here in America. And I was just like, this is an interesting dynamic. And so why should you limit yourself to, that one zodiac sign that, because they try to assign you when you go online, and a zodiac sign says, no, you're not a match. You're not a match for this one. And the way they play these games with us, for all we know, they're keeping us from the perfect match.
It's not a perfect match.
Thank you.
Because we're all human beings.
Well,
It's never a perfect match because we do not live in a perfect world.
well,
So we're not perfect individuals.
Right, we're not, right.
and then the old saying, I don't know if you've ever heard it, but water seeps to its own level.
Right.
And that's just the way it goes.
And then it's just like, just like you said, and it's like you said with zodiac signs, and it's just like American Sign Language. What we do in American Sign Language, in London, they do something different with their sign language. So it's totally different,
But you gotta think about it. There are different time zones around the world, so it could have been a different day, based on the time the person was born. So
Right.
Because the culture plays a
zodiac signs
the culture. Yeah.
Even when you read about Scorpios, are you reading for all the Scorpios that's in the world?
Ooh, child.
Are you reading for all the Scorpios that's in this country? I mean, are they acting the same? Are they? So it's like, okay, my day's gonna be what my day's gonna be like. Okay, so my brother's a Scorpio, so what his day's gonna be like my day too. Because it says. It says I'm gonna have a bad day. Okay, so my brother's a Scorpio, so he's gonna have a bad day too.
No.
Sometimes I think we put a little bit too much into the horoscope.
Right.
People are people. And this is it. And, I mean, it is a good thing to look at. Some of them are straight, you read up on them, and yes, they're exactly. But then you have those that don't fit into it.
Right.
And this is just the way, and I guess it's just the way they make it up. So I've never made much out of it. I do read it, not as much as I used to, but then the stars, they move just like everything else, and the planets and so on and so forth. So it doesn't mean because you're born in a particular sign that you're cut into this particular pattern.
This is true.
This is it. But I think with us, that, we've progressed past it. But the fact is, I think in the time of slavery and thereafter, relationships between black men and black women were a lot different in regards to what the role the male and the female played. You understand?
You're gonna get into that.
I mean,
I'm just saying, no.
I'm
kind of going a little forward because I had thought about the time where women's lib came about and so forth. And at some point in my adulthood, I've actually said that I feel that a bit of that has done a disservice to women. I don't know if you agree, but yeah, because I feel like it's a combination. A lot of men do far less, and not just in this culture, but like
in other cultures. Yes.
Okay.
Well, in other cultures, they're more dominant.
Yeah.
You do what I do, and you do what I do. That's just the way it goes.
African culture.
Go around the world.
True, but like in Northern Europe, they it's a very weird Dutch for everything, which is really odd, for them when they come over here, like, oh, they actually do. It's like, Anywho, but the other thing, we were talking about women's lib kind of changing the dynamics of the household, and truth be told, now I don't know what kind of household y'all grew up in. Granted, I had a two-parent household, but my mother was she was the most dependable person. The dependable one, make sure everything got done. And my father was like, yeah, maybe, And so I know for me that I've grown up expecting less from women, expecting less, expecting them not to, really show up and follow through or be like fully,
Okay.
Yeah, I know I've done that.
I'm listening, but
So I'm just like, it's interesting to say that because I grew up in a two-parent household also. And my mother was sort of the Southern belle
Mine too.
kind of mom. And my dad was sort of, he went out, he made all the money. When he came home, he laid down the law. And I grew up expecting a lot from men, expecting them to be like my father, expecting them to man up, step up, do this. And it turned that we were going into this movement of women being more independent and relying less and less on men. And so I'm like, where's all the men that are like my dad? And it's not a lot of men. And then when I speak, I'm gonna say that I've dated men from other cultures. So at this time in my life, I was dating a lot of African American men, and a lot of them were not like my dad. But I found that when I went outside of my culture, I found men that were more like my dad, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely fell in line, and it allowed me to be more feminine.
It allows you to be. It really does. It's not. I don't know if it's a American black man thing. I don't know, because I dated men from varying ethnicities and everything from all over the world, and it's the same thing. But I think that the important thing for me is that the man is in tune to the things I like as well. And they make that effort to do something sometimes. Right? I think a lot of men here. Nah, I'm not saying everybody.
No.
But I feel like men have so many women just, waiting in the. It's crazy.
But it's a generational thing. 40, 50 years ago was a different story. Nowadays, with the zeitgeist, if you understand what I'm saying, they're put out there, which means mine's time. I mean, I'm being so educated, but anyway, that's the word zeitgeist. That it's all changed now. For the stuff we see on television, that they feel like, James Brown said it's a man's world. Well, but what would it be without? This is it. So I guess it all depends on when you come into the game. I look at these young brothers nowadays, and I'm like, wow.
It's crazy. I hear the young people, the 20-somethings,
and younger,
and and these women just do.
I'm just like lost puppy or something.
I mean,
I'm not laughing.
The dynamics of a relationship. And I'm telling the young men who I'm like, bonus mom to, I'm telling them, no, this is not the way it should be, and you should not even be accepting this from these women. This is crazy. And they're just like, she want to do it. But and for me,
doesn't make it right.
But I heard that shift back. I don't know, 30 years ago when I was a mentor, and the young girl that I was mentoring, she was talking about this sort of thing, and I was like, no, you shouldn't be doing that. And the men want you to buy them everything, and I was like, oh God.
Oh, what about that phrase? What are you bringing to the table? Have you used that phrase lately? What are you bringing to the table?
I've never used that expression because I came along at a time where men carried themselves like men. And the fact is that having a grandfather and a father, that you try to walk in their footsteps. My grandfather and father were members of the Masonic fraternity. I knew there was something about that organization, and that's why I followed through. I was intrigued by it. But anyway, make a long story short, I'm not going to go through all that as far as that's concerned. But the fact is that, you have to have footsteps, like they have that poem or whatever, they have footsteps. And the thing is that, I don't know, nowadays with all this on the television, and let's not even talk about the internet and all this other stuff. Things have gotten distorted. They've truly gotten distorted. And I think with a lot of these young people today, as far as relationships are concerned, because you have those that feel that okay, she works, well, I'm gonna help her spend her check. No, that one. And you're a girlfriend and boyfriend? We ain't doing that. I'll sit here and eat and watch you die. Don't let me stop. Don't let me stop. But the fact is that sometimes the attitude you have to be, because these guys, they're basically pimping them out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, are you familiar with this or what? Because you're kind of quiet over there, but that happens.
He got you in the hot seat. Why should he jump in? You over here frying and sizzling. The oil popping.
No, the oil ain't popping. I put it up. I let it be known that now I know.
Huh? Yeah, he's cooking now.
No, I don't think so. Because the fact is, I can't speak for everybody. You know,
Yes.
but the fact is that I know when I'm married thinking that, this is going to be it, children, biggest nightmare. But would I ever do it again? Yes. But I bet you it'd be a lot different. It'd be a lot
No,
different.
fall in love. Don't even think about it. Just fall.
Let me ask you, like I asked earlier, do you love with your heart or do you love with your mind? You understand? This is it. Though, and the question is, are you in your right mind when you think you're in love? You understand? And this is what it is. But,
Everybody gets a little crazy every now and then.
yeah, but that's when you got to go and look in the mirror. That man in the mirror or whatever, ask you, like, listen, what's going on, man? And this is it, I'm being torn in so many different directions, But no, I do believe that with us having been brought here to America, whatever the case may be, that the norm that we had prior to was different, much different. It was a different mindset, and it's just the way it is, and we allowed ourselves to be drawn into it, and you have to kind of, differentiate and realize that, their lifestyle and your lifestyle, even though you have the same money, whatever the case may be, it's the background, and are you actually in love, or are you deluding yourself into thinking that you're in love? You understand? This is it. I mean, it's a thin line between love and hate, and it's true. And it's very, I heard that word back there, it's true, because I'm going to tell you, 1 minute you're in love with them, and the next minute you want to, no, I would say choke. All
right, family, we're gonna close out now.
Yes.
We're gonna close out with a strong energy of love. And this is the love that's talking about February 28th. 2025, and the companies that I'm gonna ask our sister to tell us about the companies,
Yes.
please.
Yes. So there's a call. I'm going to read directly from the note. There's a call to action for Black Americans, modern day civil rights boycott. On Wednesday, we do not, I repeat, we do not shop at any stores unless they are Black owned. So if you need to go to the market or anywhere else, you can go on Tuesday or Thursday, but absolutely no stores on Wednesday, especially Target, Walmart, Sam's Club. Please pass the word to your families and friends and other buyers. Pass it on. This is an attention to all of the brothers and sisters out there. We want you to support our community of Black-owned businesses. So some other companies I'd like to mention are Costco's, Meher, Kroger, Giant Grocery Store, Ben & Jerry's, Ulta, Macy's, Old Navy, Nordstrom, TJ Maxx, Got Two Foods, includes Moe's Southern Grill, Auntie Anne's, Jamba, Cinnabon, and more. Dollar Tree, Walgreens, and Wegmans. So those are the list of stores that you want to target.
One more.
One more.
If you're going to get your hair done by a beautician, you're going to get or if you need a haircut, please support Salon Laying
Yes.
in Brooklyn, New York.
Yes.
We're here live with them, and they're excellent beauticians, excellent barbers. And please come to Salon Laying, 732 Washington Avenue, between Prospect Place and Park Place. And trust me, you're going to get a style, you're going to get love, you're going to get energy that's pouring out. So
Yes.
please come. 718-230-4100, 718-230-4100, Salon Laying.
Yes, y'all. If y'all want to get y'all hair done, you want to come out here to Brooklyn, New York, and get her done. Support the Black-owned salon, and we have our Black sisters here who are doing hair. And it's 732
Washington
Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. And Duke already gave y'all the phone numbers to call, make an appointment, and get out here and get it done. Only Black businesses, you guys. But if you're gonna come here all the time, not just on that day. If you have a weekly appointment, if you have a monthly appointment, or whatever it is you got going on, come here and support Black businesses and other Black businesses. And we love y'all. Mwah.
Come get your hair did.
Take me off there, Duke.
Oh boy, really, man.
Press the button over there.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh.
Hi guys. Do you see it at the top?
At the top, I'm not sure. Which,
Top right.
oh, yeah.
The Duke on camera, y'all see Duke? You want me to do it?
One love, guys. One love. One love. Community Cuts. There you go.
Bye, guys. Peace. Love y'all.